Okay, alright, so this is take 3 actually. People keep walking in and out of here. Alright, so the last video I did was a lot of equipment, recording equipment and my hi-fi stuff. Just a real makeshift setup that I've set up here. I'm going to talk about guitar, the tuning of a guitar and frequencies of a guitar and other instruments too. Alright, so this guitar is a steel string acoustic. It is a Canadian cedar body. And this is the brand here, so it's Art and Lutherie or Lutherie. I have a feeling that Lutherie is the French word for luthier, which is, a luthier is somebody that repairs and builds stringed instruments. I worked as a luthier for a couple of years, so there's no better way to get to know the guitar than working as a luthier. Other instruments too. I mean, a luthier will be able to repair and make anything from a double bass to a ukulele, so violins, etc. Now, the tuning of this guitar, there's a little saying that I like, and it goes from the top string. The top string is the top one, the thickest string, to the bottom. So it's every Australian dog grows big ears. Okay, so if you take the first letter of each of those words, that's the name of each of the strings. You can go from the bottom to the top as well, there's sayings. So another one that I like is, Easter bunnies get drunk at Easter. And it's almost Easter, it's almost Easter time. So yeah, I think this really is a beautiful guitar. I picked it up, someone had snapped the neck of it and they wanted to trade it in. So I heard it, I just strummed it. I did a E chord, and I could just hear this full body sound coming from the guitar. And I offered him $150 and he said yes. So just to give you an example of how much I've played this, that was the colour of the neck when I first bought it, and I have taken that much off it just by playing it over the years. It's you can have a closer look here. It's that was the original colour, and that's the colour it is now. And this guitar really is a part of me. It's yeah, it's just every time I pick it up, I just have so much happiness. Now I'm going to show you an electric guitar. So this one is a Gibson Les Paul Studio. I bought this the day after my 30th birthday, and it's just such a beautiful guitar. The finish of the body is amazing. It really suits this room. This room is full of antiques, and I have this sitting next to my stereogram over there. So Les Paul Studio, silver hardware. Silver hardware is usually better. It doesn't rust as easily as the gold stuff does. Rust is probably the wrong way to say it. The gold, yeah, it rubs off. It rubs off. Whereas the silver stuff, it lasts a lot longer. So this guitar actually sounds better than it looks. It's a beautiful, beautiful guitar. All right. So coming back to the tuning of a guitar. Now, I've got a few things to say about that. So there's 2 apps that you can get on iPhone and Android. The first one is Guitar Tuner. It's all one word, and tuner is spelled T-U-N-A, like the fish, okay? So, Guitar Tuner. Now the other one is Boss Tuner, B-O-S-S. I prefer the Boss Tuner. There's a few things you can do on that you can't do on the Guitar T-U-N-A. And they're both free. I think with Guitar Tuner you can pay for extras and whatnot, but most of those extras are free on the Boss tuner anyway. So yeah, I suggest getting the Boss tuner. All right, so with tuning now, I'm going to go pretty in depth with this. So a guitar and most other instruments, you know, when you buy an electronic keyboard or you know, anything else that's electronic, everything is tuned to 440 hertz. Now, it was back in the 1940s, 1930s maybe. There was a British broadcasting company, so a radio station, that decided 440 hertz would be universal tuning for all instruments. And if you think about it, before that, every country had a slightly different way of tuning. I mean, America, England, Australia, it wasn't easy for them to travel from country to country. It was, you know, they'd spend weeks on boats to get from one place to the other. They didn't have planes like we do today. So, you know, America might have been tuned to 420 hertz, and Australia might have been 450, and England was 440. I'm not really sure, but it was a British company that decided that we would have a universal tuning of 440 hertz. Now, since then, people have discovered that it's actually better to tune to 432 hertz. You've got, yeah, so they've done tests and it's shown that 432 hertz is more in tune with the way the heart beats, the way the earth vibrates. Not to try and sound like a hippie, but yeah, they've done testing on this, and 432 hertz is what we should have had as a universal tuning. Because it's been such a long time, and all of these electronic instruments are set to 440 hertz, there's kind of no going back to 440, you know. 432, sorry. 432 is where we really should have tuned to. So when I do live performances, I actually tune to 432 hertz, unless I've got someone coming in with something like this digital keyboard, because it will be out of tune if I tune to 432. Yeah, so that's a little story about tuning. I think it's kind of interesting, and the letters that we use for each string. Okay, so I will be back with a live stream soon, and we can talk a little bit more about tuning. I'm going to kind of cover harmonics, I think, tonight. I'm just having a bit of trouble getting the live streaming started on the YouTube. And then we'll talk about harmonics and picking as well. I want to talk about alternate picking. So I can go into depth about all of this stuff. I just don't want to make each video too long, so I'll stop this one here and we'll start another video and a live stream coming up shortly. Okay, so peace out.